Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. C-Mount for Life here with more PGA Tour 2K25 news. Last week, we officially got the title, the cover athletes, and a ton of information that dropped, as well as a short teaser trailer. This week, we get a 2-minute gameplay trailer, so we get visuals to a ton of the information that was released last week, both on the 2K website as well as the press releases. So I'm excited to break this down with you guys. This will be a lengthy breakdown. We're going to go through it in slow-mo, pausing frequently, and dissecting every little detail that we see. I'm going to be linking the full trailer in the description if you want to go watch that in all of its glory, the full speed, full music, all that. So go check that out. Without further ado, you guys, we've waited 2.5 years to see this game, so let's go ahead and dive on in. All right, here we go, breaking down the new gameplay trailer right off the rip here. First frame, we've got Tiger on the tee in his Sunday red getup, brand new to the series, and of course, the Open in the background. We've got 3 of the 4 majors in this game. So exciting. First time ever for the entire franchise. Looks fantastic. Here he is. He swings. We'll swing around here. I love the zoom in here, just kind of showing off some of the current gen only graphical enhancements here with the refraction and the shiny chrome there. And then we get a nice long look here at Royal Portrush, the Open. Right here, we've got the fescue. You can definitely see the bump in graphics here as well. Very dense gallery and varied gallery, which is awesome. And the draw distance there, pretty evident that they're putting that power to work, which is extremely exciting for this series. Caddies seem to be making a return here. So we'll get a little glimpse of this a little bit later. But I love this shot here with like the sunset and all of that with the glistening. There it is. The title drop 2K25 is real, you guys. Boom. I like this right here. First off, the animation of Tiger is solid, but this gallery shot with this guy on his phone, pretty cool. So they've definitely put some work in here to the gallery as well, because I don't believe phones or anything like that were in any of the previous versions. Clearly, this is not an in-game shot, but it just brings me to the point of we're supposed to have upgraded physics, and so just seeing this ball spin gets me excited for what that can maybe mean as we leave the old gen in the dust and we have better processors to work with now. So hopefully they can make those physics a lot better. And here's a nice shot here. Tiger Woods with his follow-through on the tee, second hole at Royal Portrush at the Open. Again, upgraded graphics evident. Little zoom in on a much better player model here for Tiger Woods in the Sunday red getup. And look at this, an up-close shot of the new fescue. Little chip shot here. This guy chips off the pin. Now, first thing came to mind right here, guys. Why didn't he pull the pin out? So I'm a little worried that we still can't pull the pin from around the green. Hopefully I'm wrong, but this little snippet of video does not make me optimistic about that. And here's that shot of the caddy I was going to talk about a little bit earlier. So here we go. Caddies make a return. I'm not sure why there's no head covers on these bags. I mean, it's kind of a silly thing to even comment on, but hopefully at some point, maybe in the next game, we get some head covers. But it does look like the caddy system is back. They look a lot more detailed this time. The outfit is definitely different than it was, at least from my memory. Hats and all that. So hopefully this is a little more fleshed out in 2K25. As we zoom in on the bag, it looks like we've got some ping irons. We've got some Titleist woods there. And then I think those are Vokey wedges, I believe. So clearly those brands will be back in the game. I'm not 100% sure what that putter is though, unfortunately. So I don't know if that's an Odyssey or if that's just one of the 2K putters. But you can also see here, even with the motion blur, the detail on the texture for the vest there and some of the material upgrades there visually as well. All right, there we go. Matty Fitz in all of his glory. Welcome back, Matty Fitz. Of course, he was in 2K23, but he was not added until later on in the dev cycle. I want to say it was around February, March, April, something like that. So 6 to 8 months later. But obviously is sponsored by 2K, so he is in the game. He's one of the cover athletes, and he's looking great here in the new version in 2K25. And here's our first look at the other cover athlete, Max Homa, on the tee at Pebble Beach. So of course, Pebble Beach makes an appearance. It's back with the AT&T Pro-Am. And look at this shot right here. God damn, that looks good, man. That move to current gen is really flexing right here, you guys. And look, you can kind of see an overlay of what this used to look like. Pebble Beach was an eyesore in 2K23, and it does kind of seem like they took it personal over there and they made it as sexy as possible. So kudos to that. Kudos to the art team for all of that and getting that all set up, and for you designers internally. Couple quick things here that look awesome, right? We've got the wet rocks on the outside here. The water here looks really cool, kind of under the water. I don't know if that's like coral or what that is underneath there, but it looks great. And then it just kind of works its way up to like more of a dry rock look, and then blends into the grass here, the longer grass, and then kind of this like burnt kind of brown. I'm not sure what to call that. That's just like some sort of I don't know, the tracking of like people walking there, but that will be really cool if you know, we're able to do that into the designer for you designer people. If you're able to come in here and actually make those marks on your course and really kind of get the details there. But you can also see maybe even some sharper bunkering here too, which is awesome. So hopefully we got an upgrade there as well with the terrain and all of that. But man, this shot is really telling and very exciting for us that have been playing this series for so long. And there he is, the club twirl and all, the third cover athlete here, Max Homa. And again, AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am, looking good, Max. All right, so here on this, we got a little shot here, stadium course, or the stadium hole, I should say, on TPC Scottsdale, the 16th hole. Love that. There we go. I'm not sure if this is a creative golfer or if this is a pro. I always forget what this guy's name is. It's like right at the tip of my tongue. If it is the pro. I don't believe it is, though. I didn't see him on the list of pros that they announced, although they did leave a few open slots there. But this does seem to be a creative golfer if I had to take a guess. And here we go into the creative golfer side. Females first, ladies first, of course. So definitely an expanded tool set here, right? A ton of different preset heads to pick from. They look outstanding now, a huge upgrade on the player models, as I've already mentioned a few times. The hair looks fantastic. They're gonna start scrolling through here. You know, definite details, freckles there. I mean, this looks like a much better way to create our player and to really get a more specific look. A little kind of a look into changing up on the outfits here. We've got Adidas back in the game. It also looks like they have like a rarity system here with the clothing. I don't remember if that was also in the other game. Maybe I'm wrong. You guys will let me know in the comments, I'm sure. So I'm not sure if that's new or not, but that was something that kind of stuck out. I wasn't huge into the swag in 23. I mean, obviously I closed my MyPlayer and I've changed them a few times, but it wasn't something that I kept a huge pulse on there, or like a detailed pulse on. So let me know in the comments if I'm wrong there, if that's new or not. But Adidas looks like they're coming back. And look at that. This shot here is fantastic. I mean, again, the upgraded player models are really sharp. Those shoes look fantastic. The underneath and everything, man, the modeling there is very good. And a nice shot here of the MyPlayer. I'm not sure what club that is. It looks like maybe one of the 2K clubs, Adidas outfit. All right, switching from the ladies to the guys here. We've got the same number of preset heads, it looks like 15 preset heads. Hopefully we can kind of go through, because we've got head, eyes, nose, ears, mouth, cheeks, and jaw. So hopefully we can hop into each one of these and really fine tune all of the aspects of kind of the facial features of the MyPlayer. So that way, the longer you want to take, you can to make the exact MyPlayer look that you want. I also hope this coincides with a weight slider. It does seem like the weight slider has returned based off some of the screenshots we've seen from the MyPlayer kind of sneak peeks. So hopefully that comes back. I also hope that we get customized swings to pick from instead of just the default one for all the MyPlayers, which we don't really know at this point. One other quick thing I wanted to bring up is in this top right-hand corner, of course, we got the VC that makes an appearance back, but we also have two other currencies. This looks like the level up coin that was mentioned in one of the pre-orders, and then this looks like the Evo tool that was also mentioned in one of the pre-order bonuses. So level up coin here, Evo tool there. And again, some good options here. Facial features look great. Hair looks awesome. All this stuff, man. Such a great upgrade moving to current gen only. And we get a little sneak peek here, just a little walkthrough. I like the locker room background here. It looks pretty cool. I'm guessing this is just your locker room and just kind of what you have already owned, and you can go through and you can set up, you know, how your player is going to look. It does look like the same rarity and all that stuff kind of applies here, and there's a top and an undershirt, so I wonder if there's going to be different layers of stuff that you can wear. I guess that was pretty similar to 2K23. And it looks like FootJoy is on its way back as well, which is not shocking. Looks like their epic rarity here on that shirt. Here's our first shot of TPC Sawgrass. Man, it looks good. I love, again, the player models. Look at how detailed all of this is. The belt loops, the pockets, the under the shoe here. It just looks really, really sharp and great. Of course, the background's got a little bit of motion blur, or not motion blur, but depth of field blur in it with the clubhouse there in the background. I love that club twirl too. Hopefully we get some customized celebrations in this game. That would be fantastic, wouldn't it? Okay, there's another shot of Maxoma at the Pebble Beach. Tee it up with the best pros. Here we go. I believe this is Rose Zhang, if that's how you say her last name. She was listed as one of the 11 pros that they showed in last week's information drop. I'm not sure what club she has there. Obviously, she's got that Callaway hat on. Jumping back here to Max. Again, a nice close-up of these player models. Man, look at this. We've got the upgrade. I mean, I can't get over just how much better these player models look compared to 23, man. We even got like arm hair here, the veins in his forearm. Look how great his beard looks. It gets me kind of excited to do my MyPlayer and just see how great we can get this beard to look when we build our own character. So I'm looking forward to hopping into the options there and seeing what we can do. I don't know what putter he has there. I'm sure somebody maybe in the comments can hop in and let me know what clubs Max uses in real life. I'm guessing that's his putter. I'm assuming that's in the game. And there we go. Tiger at the Genesis. Of course, the Riv making another appearance here in the series. Not shocking, right? This is his tournament, so it makes complete sense. But it's always good to get confirmation. I always love how they do these tee boxes here too. One other thing I wanted to talk about, notice there are no divots in this tee box, you guys. No divots. Respawn's gonna love that. I know it, right? So as we know in the current games, this has been kind of an eyesore. No matter what you've done in the designer, for instance, you have divots, even if it's a par 5, which is kind of silly. And so that's cool to know that maybe they finally addressed that problem. Maybe they have a few different options for the tee box now. Another really cool cinematic shot here. Bridgestone, of course, making an appearance. Another nice close-up here. Look at how good this player model is, man. Very, very good. Much better than 23. There we go. Caddy celebrations. I'm curious here if we have more than some of the canned ones. I'm not assuming they're going to be there, but it does make me hopeful that maybe we can get some different caddy animations or celebration animations, things like that. So that way we can further customize our MyPlayer experience. Obviously, this is Tiger Woods' celebration, so it's not something we could edit, but it just brings up to the attention of maybe we can have a little more customization when it comes to our emoting and our celebrations, etc. All right, here we go. Feel the next evolution. This shot is fantastic, by the way. I mean, the ball looks amazing. I love the kind of the chrome reflection off of the club. All that stuff looks so good here. You got the marshal in the background too, holding up the quiet please sign. I'm pretty sure that's new in this game as well. So exciting there. Nice little look down. This shot here just makes me wish we could play in VR, because this is exactly what Golf Plus looks like when I'm teeing it up. Here we go. The new Evo Swing, ladies and gentlemen. Our first look. We heard about it last week. We knew it was coming. It's so exciting to get our first look at it. So first thing here that I notice is, and I'll go forward a little bit more here. I know it's a little tough because of the motion blur, but the power bar, right? There's no power bar anymore. The power bar used to be over here. Of course, on 2K21, it was just a bar at the bottom, and then they moved it up to like a more of an arcing bar in 23. Now it looks like it's over on the side here, and it kind of matches and takes from the 3-click power bar system. So it almost looks like they unified that UI, just make it one UI there. Now, as this swing goes through, boom, there it is. We get a nice close-up of the new feedback in the Evo Swing. Look at this in all of its glory. We've got the swing path, much more detailed information here. Perfect swing path, 100% on the transition. The rhythm is perfect. And then look at this, contact. So contact is new to 2K25. I'm not 100% sure how that's going to get measured. Maybe that's more of kind of a finite detail of these. And then the other thing that sticks out hugely here, you guys, this is no longer a straight down, straight up swing. It's an angled swing. I'm not sure if that's a straight angle or if it's just kind of down to the right up. But this looks like to be a huge part of this Evo Swing mechanic, where it's no longer the straight down, straight up. It's going to angle here. And so I don't know if you're able to kind of choose, are you more of a fade hitter? Do you hit a natural draw? Is that going to be part of the MyPlayer system when you build out your MyPlayer? Do the professional players have their own kind of natural swing that's going to be angled in that way? I know they've done this in previous golf games. It does seem like this is the route they're going, which is extremely exciting, right? I'm not sure how much I like this system, right? We're gonna have to get our hands on it and actually get a few swings in. But the idea of this on paper, I'd love. I've been talking about this almost ad nauseum here the last couple months. I've said before, the difference between 2K21 swing and 23's swing was very similar, right? So in most of the new iterations of the Golf Club 1 to 2 to 2019 to 2K21, there's been some pretty significant changes to the swing, and we've all just kind of reset and started from there. And then everybody gets good again, right? We all get really, really good over the next few months. But the reset period and that kind of build period has been a lot longer. The shortest period we've ever seen was from 2K21 to 2K23 because the swing did not change much. It was almost like we were full speed ahead at the end of 2K21 and then a little bit of a speed bump and then full speed ahead a few weeks later. And so the excitement for me here is that this looks like everyone's gonna kind of reset from square one again. And we can have kind of a proper difficulty cycle on people starting from scratch, learning the new swing, talking about it throughout the community, and just kind of learning the whole thing and taking the journey together, which is going to be super exciting in my opinion. There's one shot here of possibly new bounce physics. I mean, it's a quick little clip here, so you can't really dissect it too much. A nice shot of the Tiger club twirl. A great look down this course. I think this is a created course. I believe this might be the 11's club. Not sure though. Maybe you guys can tell me in the comments But man, love that Tiger twirl. Hopefully we can have that on our own golfers as well. That would be fantastic. Great shot here though. And now here is our first look at the new Shot Shaper UI. So again, what's great about this and what I love is they actually show when you move the left stick down, it's spinning the ball backwards, adding backspin, which is awesome because, you know, I know most of us that have played thousands of hours of these games over the past, 10 years, we know the left stick down is backspin, left stick up is topspin, or, a little bit more of a top angle on it. But there's many people out there that are still confused at how this all works. Sometimes they think up is more spin, down is less spin, stuff like that. So it's great that the UI team went ahead and added this. I think it's great. I'm also curious if maybe the farther you go down on the ball, the more it like speeds up. Maybe it turns a different color or something. I don't know. I don't think we get to really see that in the trailer. But again, I do appreciate that. And then this shot here is awesome. Like, I love how detailed this shot is. I mean, this bunker texture is insanely detailed. I love it. Just all of this. This might be one of the best shots in this entire game outside of maybe the Pebble Beach shot. I love the background. Like, look at how good this tree looks back here. These trees, the lighting, how the light goes through the leaves, and kind of half of it is shaded, half of it isn't. I mean, it just looks absolutely fantastic. I love the little chunk of sand that gets taken out of here. You can even see, the rubber spikes on the bottom here of the shoes here for Matty Fitz. Player model looks great. You can see his muscles and his back and all that, man. The wrinkles in the shirt, the twisting of the torso. It all looks really, really good. And once again, we get another look at the Evo swing. Again, still the angled swing. It doesn't look like it's quite as angled as the driver. So that makes me wonder if that will shift, right, with your lie angle, if you're fading or drawing. So that'll be interesting to see if that moves significantly as you're shot shaping, or even on your lie, right? Ball above feet, does it move? Ball below feet, does it move? It'll be interesting to hear more details and kind of see that. Again, the lie percentage is actually down here in the right, which is new. Here, I'm going to bump this back a little bit here. I'll try to pause it in time. Come on. There we go. So yeah, so now the new lie percentage, it used to be up in the top right, kind of where I'm sitting here in the video, but now it's moved down to the bottom right. So 80 to 88%, we've got this little lie shot with the lie percentage. You're in a bunker, clearly. You're using your 60-degree wedge, and then you're using a splash shot, of course, which was in the previous games as well. And then we get another look here, close-up of the new Evo swing mechanic. As I said earlier, it is angled now. Swing path. So this one's a bit cooler because the other one was more perfect. This one's got it's not quite centered up, right? So we're minus 2.24% degrees here, which is awesome. They're also using pull here. So the push-pull verbiage I actually appreciate more than some of the older kind of video gamey verbiage that we've had. But I love how detailed this is, right? We're a little bit of a pull swing path. The transitions at 90% does give us a perfect though. So I'm wondering if maybe that was what we were aiming for. Rhythm was perfect. Remember, the rhythm is kind of your transition period at the top. Or no, I'm sorry. The rhythm is the tempo. So you're fast, slow. That's perfect. And then contact is closed. So again, this contact is brand new. I don't know what this is measuring exactly, but it's cool that they're adding some stuff to the mechanic. But what's crazy is it goes down kind of closed or open, and then it comes up closed. So maybe that's where the swing path, right? It's open, or it's kind of away from the body towards the body. So that's probably where that pull is. And then I'm just curious what the contact is. If that measures how close you are down here and how close you are up here, and then it creates some sort of percentage on that or something, or some degree. So that will be very, very interesting there, if it's kind of a mixture of your swing line plus how close you are to the center there. And there's a good look at, again, Matty Fitz. Player models look fantastic. Okay, here we go. Here's our first look at the 17th at Sawgrass, the island hole. boy, does it look really good. It's also talking about the pro swing, and it will get into here how it switches to amateur. So it looks like the difficulty levels are back. This was one of the better selling points, in my opinion, of the series. They had 6 different difficulty levels, and you can mix and match between all of those to essentially build the exact golf game you want to play. Now, clearly, we're all kind of funneled into different things when it comes to ranked and societies and those things. But I've always loved the flexibility that they've given players that want to play at super arcade levels or even up to simulation levels. And so it looks like that returns. But man, does this hole look really, really good, right? The water reflections look fantastic. The grass and everything looks so much better. And these galleries look really, really, really dense. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this shot. So we got the pro swing with the new, the multiplayer. The multiplier is returning. So we've had that in the previous couple of games. So that's not new there. An absolute shank here though off the tee. This looks like something I would do in real life. And so we get a nice little look of the Evo swing telling you how bad you are, which I feel like I'll see a lot of, especially in the first few weeks. So again, here's this this push swing path. So this time it's a push. Last time it was a pull, right? So I think that we can kind of use those 2 data points to show that this is an inside to out swing, and that's of course a push. And the one we just saw in the bunker was an outside to in swing, which was a pull. The transition wasn't as good at the top. The rhythm wasn't great. So what's interesting is the rhythm was a little bit fast, I think is what this means. And it actually gave you a little bit more power, which is something we know, right? You hit a little bit of a fast, you're gonna get a little bit more power, which can also be a bad thing if you don't want that. But it's interesting how it shows you all that information here. A little bit fast and a little bit more power there. And then open contact. So again, here's that contact measurement again, which again, I don't know what that means, but clearly maybe it just measures your inside here, your outside there. And so that would naturally maybe open your club face. And so that's where that comes around. Very, very cool. So this kicks back once it goes splash. So the one thing I'll say here is hopefully we get good ball drops in this game. It's been 5 games. This will be the 6th where the ball drop just has not worked correctly. What's kind of funny about the trailer is I would have liked for them to actually highlight the new ball drop if there is one, because I'm pretty sure the real ball drop is somewhere over here on this course. But I digress. It switches over. So remember, it was on a pro swing. It switches to an amateur swing. So of course it makes the swing easier. You'll notice that the multiplier will actually move down now because it's giving you an easier swing mechanic. And then of course this person is able to then hit the ball a bit more precise, much better swing, much better feedback there on the right. We've got, again, this slight swing path pull. So yeah, I think we can kind of, well, see, this one's weird. So I guess it's a little bit outside, a little bit back to the center. Like, I don't like that that's a pull here, guys. I'm just going to say it. I don't like that that's a slight pull. That's going to be aggravating if they haven't updated this. Interesting. The transition 91 perfect, and then contact is perfect. So maybe the contact is measured like if you hit this box at the bottom and you hit this box at the top, you get perfect contact. So I'm curious how that's going to be measured moving forward. And then we get a nice shot here off the pin. Look at the background. Look at all of these patrons in the gallery, man. I don't remember 23 being this dense of gallery. I'm gonna have to go back and look, and maybe we'll do like a comp shot or something. But that is definitely an upgrade there. And of course the green looks great and all that stuff. All right, prove you are the best against your friends. So now a nice shot here. This is the 15th hole at TPC Scottsdale. Another real good shot at just how much better the graphics look. Some of this stuff is evident right away and stark. Some of it's a little more like detailed and subtle. I also will say that obviously, you know, we're compressed here on YouTube, so it's going to look even better on your monitor, on your console, whatever. But a few things that stand out. I mean, you can see just how much more detailed the grass is here. Even just the difference between the fairway, the light rough, and then the heavy. Also, just the trees. I'm going to say this again. The trees look a lot more natural. The lighting and everything just looks a lot more pleasing to the eye. And then the distance, right? This stuff looks a lot more detailed and sharper than it ever has in this game. So really, really cool that we're now, again, on this current gen setup. So on this one here, hitting a fairway wood, it's just a 3-wood and an approach shot, which is interesting, right? So shot types in the game have been added. So there's our first shot and an approach shot. So interesting. And I really like, again, the player model, the hair through the hat, which is cool. And you can even see the hair bounce a little bit there. I'll back this up. Just watch how cool this player model moves. So boom, we hit the shot. I watch the hair on the back. Look at that, it kind of bounce. And then she's not happy with the results, clearly. Slams the club into the bag. Once again, no head covers. We'll have a talk with our caddy after the round about that. But 2K clubs here, those are typically some of the early clubs that you get once you get a MyPlayer, once you start your career. So, of course, you work your way up to some of the well-known brands. There's some more caddy celebrations. They're also at the Waste Management. This again also looks like more 2K swag. We got the 2K there. You know, just a standard hat here. Outfit looks good though. And then of course the name of you on the back. Of course, this is probably just like golfer or something. So yeah, this looks good. Again, crowd very, very dense. Okay. Now, what's interesting about this is I don't know if this background here is an actual course or if this is a like a course designer course. I do see a lighthouse there, so I'm guessing this is not a real course, but maybe somebody in the chat can let me know in the comments. I do love the callback here to the TGC1 logo on the blimp. Love that. Okay. So first thing here, we've got our ranked matchmaking. I'm actually going to back this up just a little bit. Let's see if we can get this paused. Boom. Okay. So here we go. This looks like the menus here for your competitive side, right? We've got the ranked matchmaking, which makes a return. This was added about 6 months after the launch of 2K23. And honestly, I absolutely loved it. I did not expect to like it as much as I did. I am very excited this is coming back, and hopefully it will be there at launch. Although I will say it's not as common for ranked modes to be available on day one, so don't be surprised. This is delayed a couple of weeks. This is extremely common in just about every competitive game we've had in the last 5 years. Even like Call of Duty's ranked modes usually give people like 3 to 4 weeks or that first month before people actually can hop into that and go. So, but it is exciting. Ranked matchmaking coming back in. Here is that ranked tours that they mentioned. I think they had mentioned daily and weekly tournaments. Maybe this is where you go to find those things. Extremely excited about this. Again, I talked about this on the stream this past week too. Like I loved in the older Tiger Woods games being able to hop in and play those daily tournaments. This is way back when like PS2 was out. But also the EA golf game added this, and this was in my wish list video for them to add something like this to take more of an advantage of their society system. And hopefully not only do we get weekly, daily, monthly, or even like seasonality type stuff in terms of the different tournaments, but hopefully we get different difficulty level tournaments, right? Maybe we get amateur, maybe we get pro-am, pro, master, legend versions of all of this. You know, are they going to separate 3-click from swing stick? Is 3-click going to be opt-inable? You know, maybe they just have a 3-click only tour or something like that. So I'm excited to kind of see what they end up doing here. And I absolutely love the fact that online societies is coming back. I know at this point, this is kind of a given, but this is one of the best features of this game. And we know as well, it is cross-play this time, which is absolutely massive. Of course, we will have the S4L Tour Society that I've been running since 2K21 back for 2K25, so keep an eye out for that. We'll be starting that right away once the game gets out in a few weeks, and so keep it locked into the channel. I'll let you know more about that, but we will absolutely be bringing back S4L Tour to all platforms, and the plan here is to have a TGC Tours level society, and then probably closer to maybe a ranked version of that society as well. All right, so enough about that. Let's take a little bit longer look at the ranked matchmaking, which is where they hop into on this trailer. It looks like the same thing. We got the matchmaking side. We've got join with room code. So the room code system is back. And then, of course, you can hop into the leaderboards and take a look. I'd be curious to see what exactly is on those leaderboards, if it's the same type of leaderboard system we currently have in 23, or if maybe it's a little more in-depth with additional information. Now, I love, right, the old Condor to Bogey system that they introduced in 23 with their ranking system. So it looks like that is coming back, which I do applaud because, again, going into it, I was kind of shrugging it. I was like, you know, I might check this out a little bit. But this ended up being a huge staple in my streams, in my consistent gameplay since it was launched. You know, G-Dog and I hopping in playing ranked duos was a ton of fun every Saturday. So I'm excited that this is making another appearance. And it looks like this is another glimpse at the stadium hole on TPC Scottsdale. Love it. I do love this Condor logo too. I can't remember if that's an upgraded one or not, or if a new one or not. And then here's a look at maybe some customization options here for your MyPlayer. Again, I think the materials here and just the textures look absolutely fantastic. Okay, so now we go from Condor to Eagle. And look at this, man. Look at the gallery. We've got this guy standing over here telling people to be quiet. We've got people on their phones. And it looks like there's like varying phone people too. Like it looked like there was somebody that was more like at their chest. There's other people that are holding it above. Very, very cool. I actually wanted to back this one up a little bit and see if we can catch the beginning of this swing. Come on. Okay, so we do catch it at the top, but I was kind of hoping to see the power bar going out, but we don't catch that here. 285 driver, which is interesting, right? Is that the max driver? Is that an archetype that's got less power? Like, I'm excited to kind of see how that plays out. Driver and tee shot, of course, is here. And he absolutely shanks this ball, right? This is, again, like one of my real life swings. Look at the swing path, 21 or 28 degrees push, and it's an underswing. So he didn't get to the top either and get to the full power. Look at how poorly this feedback is. Or look how bad that swing is. I love how he points to the right. I don't remember this being a thing in 2K23, so this might be an additional animation for when you just absolutely shank. Even like look at the crowd's reaction too. Everyone is just so disappointed. And then there's another look at that Marshall or whoever telling everybody to be quiet. I do like this. This outfit's great. Hopefully we can get some more neon green stuff in the pro shop. Huh? And then look at this, you guys. Something so subtle, but I feel like once a month, if not more, I get people coming into my stream. I'll shank a ball into the gallery, and they'll be like, I like how the gallery doesn't even react, doesn't move, the ball doesn't hit the gallery, etc., etc., etc. Right? It's been this way for 5 games, no more. This video shows that the gallery not only interacts with the ball when you hit into them, but it looks like it's actually bouncing off of the gallery as well. Like, look at right there. It actually hits at the feet. It's bouncing around. I mean, that is really cool there, guys. Again, a subtle thing, but it just feels like there's a lot of kind of quality of life stuff that they've finally gotten around to, listening and taking care of. All right, now we're going to get into the progress of the MyPlayer, and they're going to highlight all of this. So I love this shot. I mean, again, another highlight of just how much better the current gen graphics look. Look at the grass here just off of the tee box. Again, no divots on the tee box. So that's great. These trees and everything look so good in the lighting. And once again, this background here looks a lot sharper even with the depth of field. Really, really cool. Great lighting there into the sun. Looks awesome. And now they're going to highlight the XP system. So, of course, this is how we're going to build our MyPlayer. This will, I'm guessing, at least generally be pretty similar to what we did in 23, which I absolutely loved. So as we go through this here and as they highlight some of these things, I just want to kind of talk through some of the stuff we see. So it looks like the XP system is kind of similar, or at least to a certain point from what we're shown. You complete rounds, you get XP. Course challenges is interesting. So in the current 23 situation, you know, the courses did have challenges, but it was pretty basic stuff like, you know, hit a certain amount of fairways, get balls on in regulation for greens in regulation, or even under in regulation for eagle opportunities. You know, sometimes if you got like 10 birdies or something, you would get XP bonuses for challenges. So I'm curious if just the basic challenges are going to return, which would be fine. I'm also wondering if maybe we get more specific challenges for the courses, which is something I would really, really love, right? Like, did you birdie the 17th at Sawgrass, or did you get on that green, and stuff like that. So I think it would be really cool to get some course specific things. And again, who knows from this shot, but that's just something I would hope for. And then they do bring back the difficulty multiplier. So as was in the previous couple of games, the higher the difficulty you played on, the more it multiplies your XP. And so it kind of shows you here, you get done with your round, it shows you what you got during the round for just completing it, for the course challenges you completed, and then of course it multiplies and adds some XP for the difficulty you did it on. And then of course this levels you up to at least 24. I know it maxed out at 50 in 23. I'm really hoping we can get above 50 and just have it honestly be endless. And maybe they add a prestige system or something like that. That would be fantastic. Oh man, so I love this shot here. There's a lot to go through on this. So first off, 66 overall. I don't remember there being an overall in 23. I just remember being able to go through and kind of look through your fittings and kind of seeing the different stats you had, but I don't believe it sped out an overall. So I'm pretty sure that's real, or that's new. Also, Powerhouse, right? We've kind of alluded to the fact that we thought the archetypes were on their way back. And I think we've seen a few screenshots of Powerhouse. I don't think we've seen the other archetypes. I would imagine the other 5 are coming back. But this is kind of confirmation of that, showing the level as well. Now, here is what is really exciting to me. So here is all of the stats for your golfer, and there's actually some new ones here. And I'm going to kind of talk through this the best I can, right? So we've got power, we've got contact, which is new. We've got shaping, rhythm, putt weight, putt rhythm, which is new. We've got putt path, putt contact, which is new. We've got transition, recovery, correction, which is also new. And then we've got swing path, right? So just looking at this, they've added some more stats. But there's even more to this screen that I think is exciting. The first thing I'll mention is at the bottom, we now have 4 putt stats, right? 4 putt stats. The last game we only had putt weight and putt path. And so now we have putt rhythm and putt contact. So what's exciting about this, but also a touch scary as somebody who is really good at putting and loves the putting, is this feels like it's going to make putting a lot more realistic, right? Because it looks like we're going to have tempo on the putting stroke. We're also going to have contact. So like where you hit on that mark is going to be much more important during your putting swing. And so that's awesome, right? That should definitely be a little bit more of a simulation situation, because as people know in real life, like a lot of the tough parts about putting in real life is just hitting the ball cleanly off your face is not always a guarantee. So the fact that they're kind of pulling that into this game is pretty exciting. Now, the other thing I'm going to mention here is it looks like these are kind of tethered to each other, right? So we've got power, there's a line between the two, and then swing path. So it looks like these are situated specifically, right? So power to swing path, contact to correction, shaping to recovery, rhythm to transition, putt weight to putt contact, and then putt rhythm to putt path. And what you'll notice here is as they start putting points into one of these on the left, the one on the right actually looks like it loses kind of its ceiling. So it looks like it's kind of a push-pull here, which is awesome. This is something that I mentioned in my wish list video, that I really wanted more of a strength-weakness system in this game. And this looks like something like that. Now, again, I don't know the holistics of all the different systems we have, But this at least looks like one of those things where as you add power, your swing path can only be so good. And you'll kind of notice this as we go through, right? So this goes up 5, the other side goes down 5. And not the actual number, but just the max amount you can have, right? And the same thing happens here in contact. They add to contact, and then notice once the green bar appears over here on the left, the red one goes from right to left here, kind of shrinking just how much you can have under correction. And I'm wondering what correction even means. But yeah, so you'll see it here too, right? Sorry, that went a little quicker than I wanted. So yeah, the shaping. So it pops down to shaping. Once it goes up, the other side, this goes up here. The ceiling here goes down. That is really interesting. Now, this is an amazing shot here of the 18th at TPC Scottsdale. It looks really crisp and really good. Once again, tee shot. We get a little bit of a look at the new Evo Swing mechanic. Starts talking here about just overall your golfer going up, getting some love from the caddy here, and now this looks like a new fitting system, doesn't it? And so let's break this down a little bit. Lots to digest on this screen. I don't know if this is maybe on top of the current fitting systems we have in 23 or if it's completely replacing it, but it's absolutely brand new. So let's just take a look at what we see on the screen, starting with the top left. So it says here, use fittings, consumable balls, which is a little bit of a, so I'm real curious what that's going to mean. I really hope that they handled those better this time around. It talks about the the level up tokens, which I talked about earlier, and they've also mentioned the level up tokens and the Evo tools in the pre-order bonuses. So we already kind of knew, at least by words, what those were. And now we can kind of put them into maybe how they'll function, right? So as we look at this, top right, we've got the club that you have. Top left is the fitting that you have selected down here. And it looks like we've got a recovery gem kind of fitting system here. Recovery gem, power gem. This is a shaping gem. This is a correction gem. This one here is a swing path gem. This is a rhythm or tempo, rhythm gem, I'm sorry. And then this is the transition gem. And if you're ever wondering, okay, well, how do I remember all those logos? Well, they all match up here too, right? So swing path logo, shaping logo, rhythm logo, etc. So you can kind of go back and forth and see that. Now, what's super interesting here too is something that really caught my eye. Golf bag 1. Are we getting golf bag loadouts, you guys? Why would it say golf bag 1 if there wasn't more than one golf bag? That is amazing if that's the case, because that's another thing I had in my wish list video, is how awesome it would be to have different loadouts for golf bags where you can swap between them, whether it's different modes or different courses or however you build that out. It would be really cool just to be able to shift between a few different golf bags of my choosing, right? Is it a longer course? Maybe I want an extra wood. Is it a shorter course? Maybe we want an extra, iron or an extra wedge or something like that. So that is really, really exciting. And again, extremely subtle here. Now let's move on to the coup de grace here. This fittings gems system, I'm not sure what we're gonna call this, but we've got the driver here up to the top right. It looks like it already has a power gem, I think, in it. And it looks like there's kind of a gem system where every time you put in a gem, it adds two, I'm guessing, that gem. And then the Evo thing is super interesting because I don't know if that means it adds another slot or if it maybe evolves into maybe some sort of special stat or something. And maybe the Evo tool is some way to kind of fast track that. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot going on here that we simply don't know based on the trailer, but man, it's really exciting. So there's a couple things here too as this kind of goes forward, right? So the person who's controlling, they switch over to the power gem here. And then you'll notice, like right now, it's gonna add to power, but then also remove to contact. So again, I don't know if that push-pull is still in effect that we saw on the previous screen. So it'll be interesting to kind of see that. But as we kind of move forward here, I don't know if it always removes stuff. So here we get a different kind of zoomed in view of this, but it almost looks like it's two different situations, because there is still the power gem that's there, and it looks like we're trying to put in a recovery gem to that first slot. So by doing that, it's going to remove the power gem, which of course you lose 2, and then it's going to add the recovery gem, which is adding the 2. So in this case, it's not removing anything from contact or adding anything to contact. So I don't know. I'm not quite sure exactly how that's going to work. Maybe there's higher level gems or something that do different things. I don't know. All right, so watch as it shifts over. So look, this power gem is in slot 1, and then now we shift over. So instead of removing the power gem and replacing it with the recovery gem and having it be -2 power +2 recovery, we shift over, we just add the recovery gem, and now it just says +2 there. And here we go. Shot types, you guys. You know, one of the things I loved about the EA golf game was the shot types they had. And I even said a few times, like, I feel like the best golf game we could maybe get would be a mixture of the two games. And the shot types seem like something that would live really, really well within the 2K ecosystem. And right here, we get a quick introduction of the tee skills, and it looks to be some different shot types off of the tee box. I'm not sure if this is just your standard tee shot, and then we move up, or if this is the standard tee shot. Like, I don't exactly know what's going on here, what's being communicated. This left one looks to be maybe like a choked tee shot, and then maybe you upgrade it and then further upgrade, or that. I'm not 100% sure exactly what these branches are. And then this right one is, I'm assuming, the stinger, right? They have brought the stinger over to this game, which is so good. We'll see it a little bit later in the trailer too, and they actually showcase it, which is awesome. I'm also curious about these different locked areas, because I don't know if these are locked because we haven't kind of bought our way over to them, or if they're locked for other reasons. Are they locked behind level? Are they locked behind the level of your character, the level of your clubs, it looks like? Are they locked behind archetypes? You know, do different archetypes have access to different shot types and stuff? So that is, of course, TBD, but I'm extremely interested to kind of see how they balance all of this, because it looks incredible. But, you know, as we ran into with 2K23, I'm curious to see just how much access you have to all of these shot types, and then how are they all balanced out? Are they all worth having? Are you gonna feel the burn if you don't have the stinger and you choose to go with a power drive or a choked drive or whatever other shot types they put into this game, right? So that's what I'm kind of hoping for. I'm really hoping for kind of that push-pull, that strength weakness type of build, so we can have a lot more viable builds of our MyPlayer. All right, so let's take a little bit of a peek here at the stinger. Oh man, this is so good. So here's the stinger in motion. Bottom right here again, we're on the tee box, 269 driver, and then the stinger shot type has been selected. And look at the ball flight here, man. It is so good. I'm just excited for what that can maybe mean to gameplay, to course design, to dealing with certain conditions, right? Like, is this going to be a must-have in windy conditions? Also, like, notice how the club bends here on the animation. That's pretty cool. Boom. Look at that stinger, man. God, that's sexy. And then this next shot type is the choke, so that confirms that there. Looks like she's choking up on a wedge or a short iron to hit her approach shot into the green. And here it is now. So once again, fairway, 146 yards. She's hitting a 9-iron, and it's a choked approach shot. So I'm also curious what that means, right? Like, is the 9-iron usually like 150 yards, and the choked takes away 4 or 5 yards? Is it usually a 155-yard club, and the choke takes away 9 yards? Like, it'll be interesting to see kind of how manipulative, how much you can manipulate the yardage in your bag with these different shot types, and if that's going to kind of be overpowered or not. One of the hardest parts of PGA 2K23 is when you're in between clubs. Now, a lot of this is kind of filled in with the shot shaper, which in my opinion is a touch too overpowered, but it is what it is. And so I'm wondering if maybe the shot shaper isn't as reliable with this system. And maybe you have to kind of have some of these choked approach shots or some different choked, like the choked driver, for instance, we saw earlier. So I'm wondering if maybe that is the way that we fill in gaps with our clubs, because that's, you know, what they do in real life. So it would make sense. But very exciting just to have something new. And now we just kind of hope that they balance it all the right way and that they're able to hit it all out of the park. Again, just to talk through this visually, very, very cool shot. Again, lots of people in the gallery. I think this is Torrey Pines. It's either Torrey Pines or it's Pebble. I'm pretty sure it's Torrey though, because I think I see a Farmers logo back here. So I'm pretty sure it's Torrey. So another great shot here. MyPlayer celebrating on the green, assuming made a putt there. And now we're going to start getting into some of the upgraded features of the career mode after this shot here on, again, the waste management. Another shot of 18. Look at that gallery, man. Okay. So now we get into what seems to be an upgraded career mode, which is extremely exciting. I was hoping they would pull in some of these story elements that we've seen in current sports games, right? 2K, NBA 2K, even WWE 2K. And MLB The Show has been doing this for a long time as well. So it's exciting to see them pull some of these elements in. And as you see here, it looks like you're getting ready to do an interview of some sort. This guy's reaching out to you, wanting to have a quick chat. And then it looks like, again, you can say yes or no to it, which is good. So I'm assuming, you know, depending on the frequency of these, whether or not you're going to want to do these all the time or not, and just kind of see how they impact things. But I love that they are in this game. And then now it'll kind of pop back here and it looks like you're in this interview, right? Once again, your MyPlayer looks great. And then it looks like you're interviewing here, Fairway Focus. It's a magazine interview for a US magazine. And this guy's asking you questions, right? How do you plan to maintain your position at the top? I plan to play in as many events as possible, keeping myself in top competitive shape and constantly challenging my game against the best. And then by saying that, it looks like you earn followers. So I'm curious how the followers kind of play into all this stuff. What's also super interesting here is it looks like there's some sort of Paragon system as well. And we did see a quick snapshot of this in one of the screens on the website when they released them last week. But here's a much better look at it all. So it looks like there's some sort of kind of personality system going on. And then I don't know what the dots or the 2 weeks means. So I don't know if maybe you get upgraded every 2 weeks or, you know, I have no idea what that means. And then at the bottom, it looks like this is kind of your good and evil, I would imagine, or some sort of system at play here for whatever that's going to mean. It looks like bold is a lion on the left. And then the right side looks like an elephant, although I don't know what, maybe that's gentle. Maybe it's like bold and gentle or something like that. But yeah, I guess we find out. And then as we move forward with this, there's a few other things I wanted to kind of highlight. So he says, how do you handle the pressure that comes with being number one? And then you have the opportunity, you have four options here. You can focus on one shot at a time. The others should feel the pressure. I lean on my support system, and then I thrive under pressure. And what's super interesting about this is as you kind of toggle through the options, it'll show you right here where you gain kind of the Paragon points or whatever they're going to call this system, right? It looks like we get bold points and elephant points, whatever they're going to call those, right? Lion points and elephant points. And then as they shift over to this one, now this option is only for the lion, right? You don't get anything on that right side. And then it switches over to this third one, and this is only the elephant. So clearly you're gonna know kind of what the answers are. And then, you know, if you're working towards a certain personality type, whether it's your own, or if you're just trying to like be extremely bold or be extremely elephant, whatever that one is, you can kind of go down and through. And I'm curious like how it impacts the followers as well. because it does look like, let's do this again here. So each one of these options, so this will also gain followers, right? Plus followers. This one will do plus followers. And this one will also do plus followers. So I'm curious if anything will lose you followers. Like if you're just a dickhead all the time, you lose followers in that case. Like it's going to be super interesting to see how this all kind of plays out. But it's exciting to know that they've taken this step into this more of a story-driven career mode. And now the question will be just how much more of this is actually in this game, or is this all we'll see? All right, here's a shot. I'm not 100% sure which course this is, so maybe somebody in the chat can let me know in the comments. But look at this. It's our first real look at the putting interface, right? So we're 161 speed greens, so that's interesting because I don't believe we have that as a default green speed. So I'm curious if maybe the green speeds are a little more controllable in this game. Putter, and then putt as shot type. So this also makes me wonder if we're gonna maybe have different putt shot types, like a Texas wedge or things like that. I know those were in the EA golf game. I would love it if they brought those over. So I'm curious if maybe that's what that entails. Like obviously you have a standard putt, but maybe you can toggle that over to like a Texas wedge if you're off the green or something like that. The other notable thing that sticks out to me here is the putting interface is straight up and straight down, or straight down and straight up, right? So this is exactly like it has been forever. So this is kind of crazy to me, right? So it looks like we're going to have full swings are going to be more of an angled swing, and then our putting is going to be the straight down, straight up. So the change between those two, I think, is going to be pretty cool. And it might be something that's a bit tougher to kind of wrangle in and be good at and be consistent with. The other thing I'll say is, first off, it looks fantastic again. Really thick gallery, a lot of dense gallery, very sharp in the background. Again, the move to current gen is just so appreciated. But here as we putt this, right, we have rhythm in the putter, you guys. This is massive. We've never had this in this series. We've never had it. It's just been, you know, your swing line and your putt weight, and that was the only thing that was measured. So now, again, we've got those 4 stats that measure more of your putting swing. And this is huge, right? You're gonna have tempo on your putts, it looks like. You're gonna have contact on your putts, it looks like. And so these 2 things here are brand new. We've never had these in this game. And so putting is gonna be more difficult in this game. Another real good look at the player model. Ball rolling looks great, dimples, all that stuff. And boom, into the hole. Tiger fist pump, love it. Back to this guy, the cowboy, at the Waste Management Open. Once again, can't say enough how great these textures and just the overall details of the clothes and the player models are now. I'm wondering too if we get some additional emotes or celebrations. Or, you know, when we screw up, if we maybe have a pic of, you know, when we're down and mad, we maybe have some emotes there too to pick from, or maybe they'll add those like in Clubhouse Passes or whatever. So that'll be interesting to see if any of that stuff is added. All right, we got a guy dancing, high five and caddies. And then here we go. PGA Championship makes its way into PGA 2K franchise. We're going to be getting Quail Hollow, and of course the PGA Championship in 2K25. So we get a few little snippets here from Quail Hollow. Love this, man. Look at how much. I'm curious too if like these galleries are thicker during the majors, because that would be really cool. And there's the Wanamaker. Look at that sexy beast of a trophy. I love that. And then we move to the US Open. The 3rd major, right? The Open, PGA Championship, and the US Open. And what's exciting for me for this is that the US Open is at Oakmont. this year, which means we get an official version of Oakmont in PGA 2K25. And again, look at these galleries, man. It's so cool. There's a quick shot here. 7th hole at Oakmont. I love this shot with this. Kudos here to the team making trailers, man. That's a cool shot with that divot. And I don't know, does the US Open trophy have a cool name? Like, I don't know what this is. Let me know in the comments. Maybe I should have looked this up before I recorded this, but yeah, there's the US Open trophy. And then here we go back to the Open, which of course we already saw earlier in the beginning of the trailer. The fescue grass, baby. Gotta love that. Designers are chomping at the bit to get their hands on the fescue. Here's a great shot. Drive off one. And there is the claret jug for the winner of the Open. Love this shot here. We got the Royal Portrush in the background, the huge scoreboard there. And then the crowd, again, going crazy. Gotta love that. And here we go. Back to Tiger. Sunday red. Lining up the putt. I love just the glistening and just, again, the added graphical features that we have moving to current gen. Very evident. Even just like, look at the light off of his arm and you can see the arm hair in the light. So cool. Again, it's kind of nerdy, but awesome. She's lining this up. Another shot. Pebble Beach, you guys. God damn, it looks good. And there we go. Club twirl. Oma, Fitzpatrick, Tiger. This shot's great too because look at how awesome the green texture looks. And then like this light rough. I'm guessing this is fairway, actually. And yeah, it looks like fairway. But just how much more detailed these textures look. It's evident. And I know you're not going to maybe see it as well in the compression of the video. But I'm watching it in 4K, and you can absolutely see it. There we go. Like arm hairs, the muscles, the forearm, Tiger, eyeing it. And of course, shot glasses out, draining it. And boom. There it is once again. You know, we knew this last week. February 28th is the standard edition launch date. But again, if you do purchase the deluxe or the legend edition, you get up to 7 days early access, which means you get to play on February 21st, which is exactly where I will be on February 21st. And then to give a little snippet here of the pre-order bonus. And there he is, Shooter McGavin himself, Chris McDonald. And then I didn't know what extra butter was until last week when I saw it in some of the pre-order stuff. So there we go. There's a shot of some of the pre-order bonuses as well. You get a extra butter Adidas jacket, an extra butter Adidas hat, and then some extra butter Adidas shoes, which actually those shoes look pretty sweet. All right, you guys, there we go. A very lengthy breakdown of the new PGA Tour 2K25 gameplay trailer. So much to love in that trailer. We got a great view of the new Evo Swing, the new fittings system, the shot types. Hopefully they were able to balance all of that out. Great to see the game, again, current gen only, a lot of upgrades visually as well. Excited about the new career mode. And just excited about what is to come here, right? Between now and launch and after launch. Again, shout out to the HB and 2K marketing teams for putting this trailer together. I know for me personally, 2K23 trailer did not resonate. And so it seems like you guys took that to heart and did a really good job and delivered an amazing trailer. So thank you for doing that. I'm excited. I'm sure the rest of the community is as well. And you did a good job of explaining some of the new features and just kind of giving us an overview of what is to come, but also leaving a little bit of mystery. So I'm excited to kind of see how everything unfolds between now and launch. Let me know in the comments, you guys, what do you guys think? What is your most exciting part of this trailer? What are you most looking forward to between now and launch, and just what's new in 2K25 that you're most looking forward to as well. As always, I'm going to be building out and creating a ton of this content moving forward, especially in between now and launch and post-launch. So if this does excite you, if you want to keep in the loop, I'm going to try my best to get all of this to you. So be sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell for the notifications so you guys get notified as soon as a new video is up. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for all the support, and cheers.